Hello guys, Sujari speaking. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, episode number 584. Today we 2 books. A little going biography book about Dick Van Dyke, and finally, Finding Winnie, the true story of the world's most famous bear. So let's read it out, shall we? So we got for us. We'll start with a little going biography book about Dick Van Dyke. It's written by Christy Webster, illustrated by Holly Hibbert. Here we go. Published by the Golden Book New York release, copyright 2025 by Christy Weber. Text copyright, anyway. Copyright and illustrations copyright 2025 by Holly Hibbert, all reserved. Scene here is Dick Van Dyke trying to play in Chip J Bang Bang, although I've never heard of it before, but that's just me. Anyways, Dick Van Dyke was born on December 13th, 1925. Anyways, he grew up in the city of Danville, Illinois. His mother Hazel was a stenographer, a person who writes down what people say in the courthouse, okay? His father Willen was a baseball player, musician, and cookie salesman. When Dick was 5 years old, his brother Jerry was born. Well, okay. Makes sense anyway. It was a great idea in any way, more sense in any way. So there you go. Next page. Anyways, Dick had a lot of movies, because I'll same with me. Anyways, on Saturdays he will spend all day in the movie theater. Good enough. His favorite were the comedies. He watched solid comedy stars like Buster Keaton and Lauren and Hardy, okay? Then he would go home and try to imitate what he sing, okay? In high school, Dick loved making people laugh by telling jokes and making funny faces. Good enough. He also enjoyed singing, playing sports, and doing magic, and performing in school plays. Good enough, like I said before. But anyway, Dick found the perfect after-school job for a budding entertainer. He worked as an announcer at the local radio station. Good enough. So, that makes sense anyway for Dick Van Dyke in any way. Next page. Anyways, in 1944, he left high school during his senior year. Then the United States was involved in World War II. And young men's Dick age was needed to serve in the military. He decided to join the Air Force. At the base trade, he took classes in many subjects and got good grades in all of them, except the ones he needed to be a pilot. Well, okay. The Air Force assigned jobs based on which each person was good at. Instead of flying planes, Dick was placed in the civil service. Good enough. The department that entertained the other troops. He helped put on shows and hosted a radio program. Good enough. So there you go, and that makes sense anyway, so there you go. At least do something about it. Next page. Anyways, after the war, Dick formed a comedy act called The Merry Moods with his friend Bill Ickerson. They told jokes and made up funny versions of popular songs, performing in clubs across the country. Good enough. People liked their show, and Dick thought it was a great adventure, and money was very tight. Good enough. Dick and his girlfriend Margie wanted to get married, but they couldn't afford it. Okay. One day in the California hotel, Dick met the producer of a radio show called Bride and Groom. In each episode, a couple wanted to tell the love story and then have the wedding ceremony. In 1948, Dick and Margie got married. Margie got married to someone on the radio. Well, 15 million people listened. Makes sense anyway. The station paid for their wedding honeymoon. Dick and Margie went on to have 2 sons and 2 daughters. Wow. Good enough for me anyway. So there you go on that for Dick Van Dyke anyway. Next page. Anyways, so after Dick and Margie's wedding, anyway, Dick and Phil, did that my thing get in the way? It did. Okay, there we go. Dick and Phil got a regular spot during the ad in Atlanta, Georgia, something like that, which is my home state, by the way. Well, there Dick started working on television, reading the news, and also hosting a local variety show. He told jokes, make a skit, and interview people. Television has become very popular during and after the war. It was an exciting time to get into the business. Good enough. Nobody from the Air Force helped Dick get an audition to be a television host on the morning show on CBS. He got a job in 1955 in New York City, where he could work alongside famous newsman Walter Cronkite. Wait, Walter Cronkite. What that is on CBS EB News. So there you go on that, even though it makes sense anyway. And that's the way it is. By the way, folks, before we can turn to the next page, he's also interviewed by the late Robert McNeil, who got me inspired to film and TV over the years. In 1987, December 30th. So, Walter, it's for you. Next page. Anyways, Dick's television jobs changed often. He was taken off the news to become a host of the certain cartoon show, because I grew up with cartoons, by the way. Sometimes he was a guest star at comedies, and sometimes he'd host of game shows. I love game shows, by the way. And only lasted very long. Wow. Laugh line was one of them. Anyway, Dick wanted to stay in show business. But since TV wasn't working out, he started to audition for plays. Was casting agent asked if Dick could sing. Wow. Good enough. And dance, he said yes. Even though he had been a long time since he had tried. Luckily the audition went well. He was cast in the first Broadway musical, The Girls Against the Boys. Wow. That makes more sense anyway. It was a great idea in any way. So there you go. The Alvin. Theater. Next page. Anyways, the show only ran for 2 weeks. But soon Dick was hired to play the role of Albert in the new musical called Bye Bye Birdie. He danced with Shiba Rubio and sang put on the happy face. The show was a huge hit, won many awards. He won one for Dick, who won a Tony Award for Best Actor. So somewhere we saw Bye Bye Birdie change Dick's life forever. Wow. Even though it makes sense anyway for Dave Van Dyke, so very good on that. Next page. Anyways, the late Carl Reiner, someone that was a comedy writer that did emerge. Carl wanted to make a television show about his own life. After watching Bye Bye Birdie, he decided Dick was the perfect for the starry role. Dick read Charles' scripts, and thought it was hilarious. Wow, okay. New show premiered on October 3rd, 1961. Year my mom was born. Anyways, they called it the Dick Van Dyke Show. Even though most people hadn't heard of Dick yet. Wow, okay. Show followed his character Rob at home with his family, and then his office and with his family co-workers. It ran for 5 years, became one of his most beloved television series of all time. Wow. It's good enough, makes sense anyway. It's a great idea for television in any way. Next page, anyways. Dick was a star, but he didn't go to many big Hollywood parties. He preferred being at home with his children. He told an interviewer that he was in movies. He wanted them to be in family movies. Good enough. Walt Disney heard about this and cast Dick in his own film. The Walt Disney film, Mary Poppins. Dick was played a chimney sweep named Bert. He sang Chim Chim Chimney, did high flight stunts, and did dancing with cartoon penguins. Wow, okay. Dick thought it was amazing. So the moviegoers of all ages, like me, because I've seen bits of it until years later. So that makes more sense now in 2018. So there you go on that. Next page. Anyways, Dick made more and more movies, mostly comedies. He sang, danced, and sang again in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, musical about a flying car. Okay. He was a bad guy in the 1990 movie Dick Tracy. Huh. I did not know that, okay. The rest of the audience would be surprised with him playing the role of Dysentery Fletcher. No one be suspected a good guy like Dick Van Dyke. Wow. That makes sense anyway, but Dick Van Dyke will be good enough. Then, next page, we shocking you and surprise. And anyway, that is of course this. In 2004, Dick returned to Danville High School to see the students perform Bye Bye Birdie. After the show, the principal presented Dick with his high school diploma. 6 years after he left school to join the Air Force. Dick was happy and proud. Wow. Dick has continued to entertain people. Even in his 90s, he appeared in Mary Poppins Returns when he was 93 years old. He performed in the Golem costume in the television show The Masked Singer. Wow, okay. At age 97, he danced for every chance he gets. I never heard of Mary Poppins Returns before, but that makes more sense because I really need to see him more often. But it never happened this time. He's not 99, to be honest. He's getting close to 100. So, will he ever be alive at 100? I don't know. It depends. Last bit of the book says this. Dick often calls himself lucky. He then says you need 3 things to enjoy a long life. Someone to do, someone to love, and someone to help for. I have all these things and more. Those and more. Showing those amazing talent with this world, Dick Van Dyke never fails to make his fans feel lucky as well. That's exactly my point, Dick Van Dyke. You are amazing. So that was Dick Van Dyke, a little golden biography book. When I think about this book, it was amazing. So far, this book was a success. Now let's read one last book, and that is Finding Weenie, the true story about the world's greatest famous bear right now. Here we go. It's written by Lindsay Malek, illustrated by 2-time Clara Medalist Award winner, Sophie Bogall. Anyway, that is want to make more sense anyway. Anyway, this is an amazing book. It's before Winnie the Pooh. Anyways, this is, let me see, copyrighted, let me see. Well, it's public domain now, but anyway. For Cole, man, the story always remind you of the impact one small loving culture can have. LM stands for Lindsay Malek. For my father who had always loved bears. SB. Sophie Bogall for short. It's published by Will Brown and Company, New York and Boston. See here is Finding Weenie book. So there you go on that. Anyway, can you tell me the story? Asked Cole. It's awfully late. It was past dark and time to be asleep. What kind of story? Do you know a true story? One about a bear? We call up quotes. I do my best, I said. Now, it kind of makes sense, so at least do something about it, so you gotta at least do something about this whole children's book, at least. Next page. Anyways, very long time ago. Wow. 100 years before you were even born. I was... it was actually 70 years before I was even born. I was born in 95, you know? And this came out in, like, 1920. It was born in 1920. So you're thinking, like, 75 years ago, actually. Anyway, Mel wouldn't been this book. Anyway. There was a veterinarian who lived in Winnipeg. His name is Henry Kohlberg. Okay, makes sense anyway. A veterinarian said, Cole, bears don't live like vegetables. Huh? Anyway, a veterinarian, it means an animal doctor. Thank you. I know that, Cole said. That's what I'm going to maybe be when I'm big. Okay. If horse had hiccups, or a cow had a cough, Harry knew how to make them just feel right Harry's hands were never cold, even in Winnipeg, where winters are so frosty that icicles go on the inside of your nose. That's what it's just kind of doctor he was. I agree with that. So he's kind of that drawing kind of reminds me of Farmer Hoggett and Babe the sheep pig. You know, that makes more sense. This is the 1980s in the movies like this you're talking about. This is you're talking 1920s. Next page. Anyways, when the day came that when Harry had to say goodbye to Winnipeg, there was a far away, beyond the end of the country on the other side of the ocean. Then it was going to help. It was going to be caring for the soldiers' horses. Wow, okay. Harry woke east in the train full of other soldiers. He turned his head against the window, watching the land scroll by. Wondering what it will be like to be so far from home. That makes more sense because you see the illustrators and writers who wrote this book, it was Lindsay's idea, especially the illustrator Sophie Blackwell. Yeah, take advice from you, Lindsay. Watch this episode of Bedtime Stories. Spew, because it makes sense. Because you have to make sure you understand too that Harry over there is upset. You know, when it comes to this book, this whole 1920s, early 1910s difference, late 1910s, something like that. That's a whole different plot story. Next page. Anyways, train rolled wide through there and over the sunset. Around 10 o'clock, and into the night and over the next day. Our next day is going to go. Until it stopped at a place called White River, Harry decided to stretch his legs. Okay. On the train platform was a man on the bench with a baby. Okay. A baby, said Cole, annoyed. Cole, are you kidding? If you watch this episode of Bedtime Stories, it is a baby bear, not you have to talk about a baby. It's like Breaking Bad to me, so there you go. We'll see. Next page, a baby bear, cub, that's what it's called, thank you. Harry stopped and it was not easy that you will see a bear cub at the train station. Makes sense? The bear has lost his mother, he thought. The man must be the trapper who got her, something like that. Anyway. What did the trappers do? Asked Cole. If what trappers don't do, they don't raise bears. You heard background noise. Sorry about that, everyone. But anyway, I mean, trappers are part of my. If it don't do that, then Winnie the Pooh should have been existing. Anyways, raise them. You know, I said love them. You know, loving raising means loving, caring each other. You know, it makes sense in any way. That's Winnipeg when he was a little cub. You know, seen here. And it was Winnie all along. Next page. Anyways, Harry thought for a long time. Then he said to himself, there is something special about this bear. He felt inside his pocket and said, I shouldn't. He paced back and forth and said, I can't. There's a heart made out of this mine. And he walked up to the trapper and said, give you $20 to the bear. Okay? It's $20 a lot, asked Cole. It's back then, I said. Even more than a lot. Now, $20 is very cheap according to what I was trying to tell you. So there you go. Nowadays. So at least do something about it. So gotta do something about it. Next page. Anyways, and we're getting close to the 30-minute mark because we're 20 minutes in for the episode. So let's see if we're gonna get this done by next 30 minutes. Cause I'm almost done. We're halfway done with the book, so we're not gonna get it finished for 30 minutes. So at least we'll see what happens. Anyways, Captain Colborne, said the caller on the train. As a little bear sniffing and sneeze, we are on the journey to thousands of miles, and the think about as you progress and as being this most dangerous creature. The bear should straight up to the hind legs and salute the colonel. Colonel's with that. Colonel stopped speaking at once, and then it's quite a different voice. He said, "Oh, hello." Wow. The man of Harry's regiment squeezed by the have a look. I've decided to name her Winnipeg. That was a cute name. It was Harry told them, so we'll never be far from home. Winnie for short. Wow. Cute bear. You know? At least there's something about Winnie the Pooh different. So there you go. You gotta know what I mean. Next page. Anyways, they have a very long way to travel. And they have already gone 2 feet from when to go hungry. They do bear. What the bears eat? The man wondering. When they do eat, said Harry. Harry, vegetables. Cole never remind me. Huh? We ate vegetables. I said. She ate everything except onions. Huh? Okay. They bought her carrots and potatoes and apples and tomatoes and eggs and beans and bread and fin and fish and some sort of dish, but we was still hungry. How about dessert? Said Harry, holding up the bottle of the commercial milk. They trained a tree in the paws, we lay in the back and hummed a happy song as she drank. The man roared. Now, this is Winnipeg, and you know, we're talking about right there, and that makes more sense in any way, so there you go on that. At least do something about it, so there you go. Next page. Anyways, Harry and Winnie gathered the soldiers and all their Canada, the green field of wrong colors from that. Also, the tents had sprung up there, one in the hospital, but both horses when Harry went to work. Wow. At least do something about it. At least makes sense anyway, even though there's a Winnie the Pooh difference. There you go. It's a cute bear. Next page. Anyways. Next page. Come on. Here we go. Winnie was in her army now. Harry taught her to stand up straight and hold her head high, to turn this way and that just so. Soon she was beside her own pose. Even the colonel agreed that Winnie was a remarkable bear. She might have been the best navigator in the whole army. Excuse me. If you hid something, could she find it? She could. Whenever farther away and farther still, remarkable, he cried. Wow. At least there's something about it, so there you go. At least there's something about it. Next page. Anyways, in the evenings, both of them were so tired to move. Wow. When Harry thought about Winnie and the voyage across the ocean, his head said, should, he said, can't, but his heart made up his mind. I hear ya. I hear ya. At least there's something about it. Next page. Anyways, next page. Anyways, move on. There we go. Nobody had ever tried to float so many people and animals across the Atlantic Ocean before. 30 ships sailed together, carrying about 36,000 men, and about 7,500 horses, and about one bear named Winnie. And that makes perfect sense, because it just happens to be a tank full, and it has to be more sense than anyway for Winnie. So there you go. Cute little bear. Next page. Anyways, when they finally arrived in England, the requirement went to train on the. So very prompt one. Anyway, when it rained and rained and rained, both Winnie, but Winnie didn't seem to mind. She was a mascot of the 2nd Canadian Infantry Brigade for that. But she attended her post of Brigade Guards for that. One day Harry came with Brian while she was doing her exercises in the tent. "You bring the whole place down," she said, with a laugh she had grown. Wow. That makes more sense anyway. It was a Winnie the Pooh bear nowadays, so there you go. It's Pooh Bear. Next page. Anyways, it was when it was order came, the time has come to fight. Winnie posed proudly with the men with pictures and sent home to their families. Oh wow. Harry fought with a long time. He had his head argued one way and then the other. But his heart made up in his mind. He wanted to Winnie and said in a serious way, "There's somewhere we need to go." Winnie brushed the mud and off her nose and nuzzled in close. Wow. You gotta at least do something, Winnie. So, it's a long way to the top of the Bears. ACDC difference, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go. Come on, do something. Anyway. Harry drove all the way to the big city. Wow. You gotta do something about it. So it's the coolest thing I've ever seen about that bear. At least do something about it. Next page. Anyways. Come on. There we go. Then, here we are, said Harry, the London Zoo. Harry took a deep breath. Winnie, this is going to be your home for a while, he said. She tilted her head, was slipping out to France. He explained, "I have to take care of the horses in the front," something like that. She rested her big head against him. "I know you want to come, but it's not safe." Winnie's head howled, balls, something like that. Harry's hands were warm as sunshine, as usual. "But this is something you must always remember," Harry said. "It's the most important thing, really. Even if we are apart, I always love you. You'll always be my bear." I agree, that's 1,000,000%. So, if you're going to be in the London Zoo, and you got to be in this whole Winnie the Pooh bear with Harry, and future references with Christopher Robin being the play, that makes more sense. Just remember, try to do that anyway. So there you go. Anyway, we're almost 40 minutes into the episode. There we go on that. So we're going to limit to 40 minutes. Anyway, is that the end? That's the end of Harry winning the story, I said. But I don't want it to be over, said Cole. Sometimes I said you have to let one story end and the next one that can begin. How you know when that will happen? You don't, I said, which is why you should always carry on. Now, I agree with the mother of Cole. You gotta understand too, because it's Winnie the Pooh, 1920s difference. Before it was Disney owned the rights to Winnie the Pooh in 1960s to the present timeline. It's Winnie the Pooh books to Disney franchise and everything like that. It makes sense in any way. So there you go. We're almost done here. And we're 40 minutes in almost 40 minutes in the book. Anyway. Then, once upon a time, there was a little boy with a stuffed bear. He had been a bear since he was a little baby. But somehow the boy had never found the right name for him. He tried Teddy, Edward, and even Big Bear. Now, I have said this before, and it's kind of like this. It's the ending of the book. Kind of remind me of the ones in Winnie the Pooh. If we go back to if we go back to some of the Winnie the Pooh stories, I'll talk about this in Bedtime story. Well, not Bedtime stories, but we'll go read some other time, but that's just me. We're 40 minutes in the book, Bedtime stories, right in about 10 seconds, but we're almost there. the book. Anyway, we're just getting close. Anyway, one day the boy went to visit the London Zoo, the explorer, a film that is. And there was a bear, a real bear, in the tracks there. Right away, the boy thought there was something special about the bear. Her name is Winnie. They became true friends. The bear was allowed to come right in her and close to play. Once the bear had followed Winnie, he knew what we call his stuffed bear. He named it Winnie the Pooh. The boy was called Cole. Is it Cole? Now, I agree. I don't know what to do next with Cole, but, you know. So, anyways. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway. Come on, last page. We're almost done here. Anyways. No. His name is Christopher Robin Milne. Thank you. Anyways. Christopher Robin wanted to visit Winnie at the zoo, and then he would take his stuffed animal on the sorts of adventures in the woods behind his home. His father, Alexander Milne, wrote books all about them. Harry's Winnie became Winnie the Pooh, and then he had never been a more beloved bear. But what about Harry? Cole asked. Now, what happened to Winnie the Pooh? And he hugged Winnie for the time being. Christopher Robin just sat there and be hugging Winnie until what just happened. It was adorable. So it was adorable for Christopher and Winnie. So they're both reunited in 96 when Christopher Robin Milne died. I'm not joking. So there you go on that. And we're almost done here. But this is almost done. Anyway, when Harry visited Winnie at the zoo, he saw how happy she was. She was being raised, she was truly loved, and that was all he ever wanted from the moment they were met in the train station with Right River. So after the war, Harry returned to the Winnipeg and his life as an animal doctor. Certainly. For long, he was married and had a son named Fred. Fred had a daughter named Lauren. And Lauren had a daughter named Lindsay. Which is me. Oh. I did not know. And then I have a son. And I saw you and thought there was something about this boy. So I named you after your great-great-grandfather, Captain Harry Colborne. I'm naming you Cole. Now, that's a family tree regarding this, and that makes perfect sense anyway for Winnie the Pooh difference. So there you go. That's the London Bay Zoo. So, I do not know that, folks, so that just makes sense anyway. So yeah. What's an album? That's me, said Cole in a whisper. That's you, and that's Winnie. Yes, I said that's witty. And that is all true. Some of the best stories are, I said, Cole's eyes grew big. Wow. And he said nothing for a long time. Then he hugged his own bear, closed and let out a yawn that reaches far away. And they both turned over and fell asleep. Well, that's it for that book. So at least do it for the album cover. So there you go on that. And well, here are the last pages regarding the book. And here we go. This is from as a young soldier and Captain Desire of the blah blah thing. But this is from the Desire of 1914. The first year of the war. Diary page. Harry found Winnie. August 14th, 24th, 1914, he wrote, bought bear $20. Now, see here is Winnie, this whole thing, see here? So there you go on that. And that is one of Walt Disney's daughter's favorite books. Anyway, next page. Anyways, these soldiers with the Winnie at their pose, Winnie and Harry have been appears to be alive from the street stocks, something like that. Anyway, Harry the fellow soldiers with the mascot Winnie, something like that. Pictures of Winnie and Harry inspired the statues of had now stand in Winnipeg in London. Statue of Winnipeg and involved in 1992. Now, this all makes sense anyway. The picture albums today going down. And this might be it. Last page of the book says this. This photo was taken with Winnie and Christopher Robin in 1925 at the zoo after they became friends. Christopher Robin's father A.A. Milne watched them and played for the Bob. And the special animal record card shows that Winnie began to stay at the London Zoo on December 9th, 1914. Okay? And Lindsay and Cole in 2013, we know there will be something special about this boy. Now, see here is Christopher Robin in 1925 and some zoo animals. And this is Lindsay and Cole when they're younger. I mean, that was, I don't know how many years this came out, but let me check and see. That was over 10 years ago, wasn't it? Let's see. It's 2015. Yeah, I was right. October 2015. So that was Finding Winnie, the true story of the world's most famous bear. What did I think about this book? It was amazing. So far, this book was a success. Now, we're over time with that episode of Bedtime Stories. That was the Bedtime Stories episode number 584. I hope you enjoy it. Hang on. Stay tuned for the next one, which will be Bedtime Stories episode number 585, which is going to be we'll go about people about next season like that, and then Marmalade Alley. Now, excuse me, I gotta edit this episode because after this is over, I'm gonna get ready to post on social media, and then I'm about to do something about boring jokes in number 51, and I'm gonna get ready for bed. Because after this is over, I'm gonna have to do something real fast and do something about it. 2 X time, see you guys, baby. We're going to say out. See ya.